Good to go. Thanks, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for coming. Really excited about tonight. First webinar for the year. Just delete that. For 2018, lots of new faces on here. Thanks for coming, guys. I'm sure we're all on the same page. We're running through the usual setup, a little bit like last time. Now, just a quick question. How was everyone's Christmas? Did everyone some guys take a break? Hopefully some guys took a break. I know we were a bit busy, sort of worked all the way through. I know other guys were busy as well. So before we start today, I want to make sure you get the most out of this. Just make sure this slides up. So let's cover three things that we're going to need tonight. I call it the three gets. The first one is get the tools you're going to need. You're going to need something to write on, something to write with, something to drink, tea, coffee, water. I know I've said it before, it's not funny, but preferably nothing alcoholic. Number two, I want you to get rid of anything that's going to distract you. If it beeps, buzzes, vibrates, flashes, turns on or off, put it in the desk, put it away. I know Facebook can be distracting. Potentially you can sort of do both at the same time, but you're not going to get any value out of this if you're multitasking. So give yourself the time and attention that you give your clients for the next 60 minutes. Now, I really appreciate you taking the time off from your families right now to pay attention and jump on this coaching course. So I really want to add some value. Now, the third thing I want you to do is I want you to get the most out of this webinar. Now, it's 60 minutes. I'm going to go pretty fast. I want you to get in the right state of mind. So whether you want to be open, positive, creative, determined, whatever you feel like, I want you to maximize the next 60 minutes together. Now, I want to give you everything I've got. Now, I'll be sharing stuff that I've done personally in our business for the last 10 years. We tweak it every year, but it's consistently the same model, the same framework. Take the very best notes you can because I'm going to move pretty fast, as you can tell, just so I can get everything into this 1 hour webinar. You probably won't get everything down, but do me a favor. I have decided to record this. If you're interested in getting a recording, at the end of the webinar, can you just remind me by typing something in the notes or putting your hand up, and I'll make sure I get someone to edit it and get it over to you. Probably won't be this week because it's a short week with Australia Day, more like in the next week. So if you're cool with that, I'm sure we can organise something. I just had a lot of questions today about, are we going to record it and can I get it out there? So there's enough interest out there, so we'll do it. But just remind me, guys, at the end of the webinar, we'll do a bit of Q&A. So the one thing that I learned from our workshops is that, and you probably get it in the last, 2 minutes, is I talk pretty fast. I tend to say a lot over the next 60 minutes. I'm not sure if it's a Queenslander thing. Please don't ask me to speak slower. I've said it before and it's still not as funny because I'm probably going to ask you to listen faster. It's going to be quick. We've got a heap of stuff to get through. There's a lot of stuff. There's a bit of stuff I had in today, actually. I was thinking about it, the whole webinar today, and there was some things I thought of that hopefully that when I deliver it, it helps put it all together, but I'll explain that later. Now, if you haven't, there's a few new guys on here tonight. There's actually a lot of new faces, which is fantastic. If you haven't been to one of my webinars, it's going to be very interactive. It's not because I think it's cool. It's not because I think it's going to be fun. It's just that I'm not the sort of person that likes bullet point PowerPoints, lots of content, lots of words, and it just gets all boring. I'm just reading off a script. What I want to do is I want to make it a bit more interactive. So, because otherwise, if you just email the slides, you can just do it in your own time. So having done many of these, the more interactive it is, the better I can get feedback from you, so I can tweak the content as we're going along. So hopefully it can add a bit more value in real time for you. Is that okay, guys? Just a show of hands quickly, if we're all on the same page there. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Pete, Chris, Trevor. Appreciate it, guys. So, like I said earlier, I'm going to give you everything I can in the time we've got. And at the end of it, a bit of Q&A, some cool stuff. And don't forget to remind me about the recording if you're interested. Now, I'm going to go change slides, multitasking. So because I'm only going to do this for about a minute tops, 90 seconds at most, because there's a lot of you guys on here today. I've done this before, but I really think it's probably a good idea that I give a bit of context about where I'm coming from. And we've got a large group of painters with, we're just shy of 100 registered. I can't count right now how many are actually on here right now, but we have pretty close to 100 registered. And so those guys that don't know me or don't know what I'm about, you're probably thinking, what does this guy know and what does he know about painting? Well, I'll keep it short. I am a second generation painter. Dad's a painter, brother's a painter, brother-in-law's a painter, completely different business. It's been in our family since the early 70s. I am a licensed and qualified painter myself. The first, like everyone, struggled in the beginning. I think I went back $80,000 in the first 2 years, and that was working, 80-hour weeks. So it really hit home to me that working harder wasn't getting me anywhere. If anything, it made me more tired, more overweight. I had no life, had no social life. I mean, even at the time, I remember my wife being so used to telling friends and family, "Oh no, Taz can't come today because he's working." So that was a real learning experience for me. Fast forward, I figured some stuff out. I got some help. I got some guidance. I went and found people that had done it before me. And instead of reinventing the wheel, I just copied what other people that were doing what I wanted to do did. So by 2009, I was off the tools, and I'm lucky enough to have built a team and some systems and some processes that effectively have leveraged me out of the doo-doo of the business. Now, that's the painting business. Now, I fell into teaching, educating and coaching about in 2015. Lucky enough to do a few seminars around the place. And invited to talk to, which is weird, IT software companies about sales and marketing, some financial firms, and of course, all my bread and butter is the painting industry. Why am I doing this? Well, I'm passionate about business. If you wanted to have a conversation about spray guns and new techniques and spray tips, I'm definitely not the guy. I am very passionate about business. I love sales and marketing. I love being able to grow something, tweak it, see the result. I love helping people understand that business isn't hard. It's not easy, but if you do the systems and build the processes in a certain order, it doesn't have to be hard as it needs to be. And I've learned the hard way. Because to me, life isn't all about work. Life isn't all about work. It's about experiences. The best thing I've ever done is to build a business so I can get to do the things that I like. And I actually really enjoy helping other businesses, predominantly painting businesses, because that's in my blood and I get it, just get a better life for themselves. Now, as far as I know, I'm the only Australian-based business coach that's in the painting industry that is a painter. Now, there are a few others out there. I'm not sure of their experience or background. There's a couple of people I do know that are really awesome at what they do, but they come from trade backgrounds. But as far as I know, I'm the only painter that's doing this, that's done it in the real world and is applying it to his business and showing other businesses how to do exactly the same. So that's enough about me. I think I hit the 90 seconds. This is a John Maxwell slide, and this is going to feature heavily in tonight's webinar. You'll never change your life until you change something that you do daily. The secret of your success is found in the daily routine. Now, what I found, it's like a trait. What I found is that many other successful people and businesses, they all had a routine. Just a quick, before I keep going, I've spoken pretty full on for about 5 minutes. Quick question in the Q&A or wherever you can fit it in. Do any of you guys have daily, weekly, monthly routines that keep you on track? Now, I'm talking about in your business and personal life. I'd love to hear how many guys have a routine. Don't be shy. Oh, gee, you're going to move it over there. Not really? Yep. Sort of. Getting ready for work on a Sunday. Yeah, that's a routine. Preparing for the week. I want to, but not at this stage. Thanks, Gary. Make plans each day. Yep. Sort of stuff. Okay. For me, this is a game breaker. But I'll push on. I think if I get into it, you're going to start getting what I mean. Because to be honest, I understand how routines are boring and they're repetitive, and you can feel that it takes the spontaneity or the excitement out of doing something, especially, I suppose, in life. But the reality is, I'll break it down for you. When you can build routine into your business, then you build predictability in your business. When you're building predictability, things just happen. It's not about finding the silver bullet and doubling your business in the next 12 months. It's about doing the little things consistently right over time. No different to, say, give an example, personal training. Like if you're going to the gym, it's all about incremental improvements. There's no point going to the gym for 3 days straight and then stopping for a month. You're better off doing 30 minutes a day for a month, you're going to get far better results. I hope that sort of helps you understand. Slowly creating routines, correct? Yep. Thanks, Adrian. So, in saying that, let's pretend for the next 50 or so minutes that what I'm going to share with you today or tonight, I've actually been using in my personal life and my business for 10 years. So let's get cracking. I'm going to change the screen because I need to draw something. Let me know if that's changed for you. That the PowerPoint is gone and now you've got a blank sort of piece of iPad. Widescreen? Yep, that's the one. That's the one I'm after. Beautiful. All right, I love technology. So this is my iPad. Let's see if we can, what do you got? So this is directly related to the topic of January Kickstart. It does start in December to kick off January. I'm going to draw you a model, and then what I'm going to do is open it up and show you the bits and pieces of the model. We cool? Oh, doodle time. I love doodle time too, Chris. All right, you're going to have to forgive me because this involves some circles, and I'm not really good at drawing really good circles. So cool. All right. Here we go. I should practice this more often. Or find an app that does perfect circles. I'm not sure. Got the three. All right, I'm not here for my artistic abilities. I did say, yeah, not for that. So what we've got 3 parts. We've got 3 parts to smashing out a year. These 3 circles, okay? Now, what we're trying to achieve is ease. That's what we're trying to achieve. A bit of flow through the year, so we're not struggling. And a bit of freedom, so we're not always going, geez, I'm so busy, I can't do anything. Or geez, I'm so busy, I can't attend a conference. Or geez, I'm too busy, I can't go to the kids, cricket on Saturdays or sports events. That's freedom. Hope you can read the E's. All right. I want to cover 3 parts tonight. There's going to be 3 parts of this webinar. Just make sure I keep track of time. We're going to have what I like to call ride the wave. Next bit we're going to cover is space. And the last thing I'm going to cover tonight, we'll go into a bit more depth. This is probably the one I'm going to go into the most depth because this last piece you can apply tomorrow, and I swear in the next 14, 21 days, you'll see a difference straight away. Cool. But I'm not just going to give you, I'm not just going to tell you, make up a routine. I'm going to give you this specific routine that I've been doing for, since 2007. I'll show you later exactly what I do. All right. So the other 3 is now we're going to ride the wave, space, routine. Our objective is to go through this year with some ease, some flow, and some freedom. And what we're looking to avoid by doing this are these little cracks here in the model. Is if we don't have the space to get planned stuff in and work and room in our calendars to do stuff, what we find is we have no time. Hope you can read it, my messy writing. Opposite to routine, if we don't have routines, and I'm not sure if I've got a PowerPoint on this, but for me, the routine will set you free. Once you can build routines in your morning rituals, in your business, you start getting some ease throughout the day. So without routine, what we're trying to avoid is hard work and too much effort. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying hard work's not important. I'm just, for this particular instance, I'm just trying to demonstrate that working hard is not the goal. The goal is to have a business that works. Working hard in the business, that's different. Working hard on the business is what we're trying to achieve. Now, the third component is when we're riding the wave, which is another way to explain that, and you'll see it in a minute when I go into it, is momentum. And if we don't have momentum coming into the new year, so coming out of 2017 and launching into 2018, what you'll find and what we're trying to avoid is, have you guys ever had that feeling let's go back to last year. You've come in at Christmas in 2016, 2017, you've taken off, you hit the ground running, and then you look up and you go, it's Easter, and you go, nothing's changed. Has anyone had that feeling before? Every year you just go, wow, the year's gone, then you hit June, and you go, mate, we're doing the same thing. Nothing's changed. I've still got my head down, butt down, running around, chasing after people, chasing debtors, trying to find good staff, can't get enough good lead. It's like every year, Groundhog Day. Correct. Yes, Michael. Yeah, every year, exactly. Now, if you don't get that momentum coming out of the old year, so what I mean by that is, typically when we get to December, we're all tired. We're all tired. We get like we've been crazy all year. You get to about October, you get this Christmas rush, it goes absolutely spastic, goes nuts, and you're just trying to keep up. And you get to that end of December, you want to wind down, but then more work comes in, you either push through or you just take 2 weeks and go, no, I've had enough. But because that's forced on us, unfortunately, because we're not stepping back and going, okay, I need to change things up a bit. I don't want to just come back into next year. I mean, I've had this conversation each time, and then I'm doing the same thing next Christmas, and then next Christmas, and then next Christmas. It's exactly the same thing. So what we're trying to avoid when we're riding the wave and got the momentum is Groundhog Day. I'm going to get red. I did red for the rest, so it's Groundhog Day. Everyone know what Groundhog Day is? I know it's an American term, but very famous movie. It's just the same thing over and over and over again, and nothing looks like it's going to change. So these are the 3 areas we're going to cover tonight. Ride the wave, routine, and space. But then outside of that, so now we've got what we want to achieve, which is freedom, flow, and ease. What we're trying to avoid, having no time, Groundhog Day, and working hard for the sake of working hard. What we need to cover, which I want to cover as quick as I can, and I'm going to go into some areas going to go deeper than others, is we have to understand the past, present, and future. Wish I could do this a bit better, but you get that? You can understand that? What I mean by space, and like it probably doesn't sound like it makes sense right now, but you give me about 5 minutes and it's all going to just make sense completely. When I'm talking about space, I'm talking about people, my calendar, and my environment. And routine, I'm talking about my mind, my body, and my business. Because this model is about business. Okay, guys? Everyone got that there? I'm going to rush through it pretty fast. I'm going to cover most of these areas tonight. I'm just going to highlight. Where's the highlight? I'm going to go. Let's go orange. I'm going to definitely hit this because these three. If I share with this tonight and you get it, you're going to use it tomorrow, and if you use it for the next 20 days, you're going to see a massive difference. Definitely going to cover these in a bit of. Actually, I'm going to cover it all real fast. We'll just cover it all. Some areas going to be real deep. Some aren't, because I know I'm wary. I've only got 40 minutes to go. We all good? Cool. I might leave that up there for you to look at, so you can refer to it when I go into the next stuff. Now, this momentum slide. Oh, geez, I'm drawing everywhere, mate. Anyway, I love drawing, and you're going to have to put up with my messiness. Just ride the wave. Let's go. Let's start here first because it's applicable to the end of last year and what we're doing now. Now, it's all about building momentum. I mean, so many times, I'm putting in my iPad and I'm putting in my screen. Sorry, guys, I'm multitasking because I'm looking at 2 pictures. So many times we get to the end of the year, exactly what I said before, we're exhausted, tired, worn out, and all we can remember is all the headaches we had through the year. The problem with that is, when we go in with that negative mentality, we start the next year with a negative mentality. So what I want to do right now, clear that out. I want you to get a pen and paper out. This is the work time for you now. Get a piece of paper and a pen out. Remember I said before, it's going to be interactive. I want you to walk away with something a bit tangible at the end of it that you can use, tomorrow morning, if not tonight. And potentially it might be a little bit of fun. I want you to write down 3 things that were wins last year. 3 wins last year. If you can do 5, better. But if you can write down 3, it'd be awesome. Just 3 wins that you had last year. I'll give you a minute. I'll sit here and have a drink of water. Write down 3 wins from last year. What we're doing now is, so I can write that out without rubbing. Oh. I'll tie this up, guys. I'm not working over here. They passed that bit there. Everyone good? Yeah, that was massive. That counts for 10 leads. Hobby, that was massive. All good? I think it's about a minute. I mean, this all came about like last year. I was sitting there. I'll talk for about 30 seconds and we'll go into the next one. That our business had plateaued, like flattened out. Flattened out for about 2 years. It just wasn't. It was stagnant. We were working and it just wasn't moving. I wanted to improve the efficiencies in our business, and I also wanted to reduce the number of hours and days I did in the business. So I wanted to get a lot more out of the business with less effort. And that's through systems, processes, people, resources, all the things that we're going to need. But what I realized was you can't stay still. Like if you think you're going to stay in business, I want to stay where I am. The problem with that is everyone else is growing by default. So if you don't try and grow, everyone else is growing, you end up going backwards. Even if you don't think you are, you will be. So you actually have to, look to improve year on year, because if you don't, by default, you're going backwards because everybody else is going forwards. So now looking at is everyone showing? Sucking a staff member. Oh, plenty of work, Bob. Include cashes and you win. Well, yep. If it's a win for you, mate, Adrian, it's a win for you. NBA awards, yep. Now, I want you to look at those wins that you've all written down. And more, far less work, yep. Now I want you to write down next to those wins, why they are wins, why are they important to you. I'll give you like 20 seconds. I'm conscious of time. And while you're doing that, I'll just double up. While we're doing that, I want you to look at those wins. I want to look at why they're important to you. And I want you to ask yourself, because we do this in our business at the end of the year. How does that make you feel? Seeing those wins, like you've written them down. You knew they happened, but you've written them down. Now you're looking at them. How does it make you feel? Taking on bigger jobs, yeah, Luke, yep. Push yourself, yep. Rewarded, yeah, definitely. You feel good about yourself, yep. You feel positive, you feel on track. All yours relate to profit. Well, that's a win. That's the reason why we're in business, Raymond. Not a problem at all. Blame the profit. Proud, yep. Thanks, Oppie. So what I'm trying to do is get you to feel good about it. That's the whole point of this exercise. Looking at the past and picking the wins. Similar to what I did today in today's post on Facebook. It's all about celebrating and sharing your wins. It's too easy to remember all the shit stuff that happens. Just take time. You can do it every week, great. But especially at the end of the year, you have to sit down and go, great, what did I do this year? Where are my wins this year? Take the positives out of it, because it's so important moving out of, when I'm riding the wave, coming out of the new year, appreciating the past. Now, I'm going to move to the next one, the present. The present is today. What are the 5 things that you're really confident about your business or life today? Just write that down. I want you guys to write it down. I'll give you 30 seconds. Yeah, correct. Yeah, Luke, everything positive can relate to profit and satisfaction. Yeah. It can relate to, you're making more profit so you can have more time off. You're making more profit so you can hire good staff and so you can do your admin or help with your marketing. Hey, Shane, how are you? Off the tools 80%. Yep, beautiful. Perfect. They're great wins, massive wins. Thanks, Jamie. Appreciate that. Perfect. I love that one. Found a mentor. Well done, Jamie. So have I written that down? Again, same question. So how does that make you feel? I want you to write down the 3 to 5 things that you're really confident about your business or life today. How does that make you feel? Both, Luke. It's mainly for you. I'm only asking you to share it so I can just get a bit of momentum and help guys sort of think outside the square. That's it, mate. Like you can do anything. Yep, Hoppy. Strong and secure, happy all the time. Yep. Client relationships, gold. That's my #1 marketing tip, client relationships. All right, guys, I'm going to move to the next one. I'm going to draw on the iPad again. I'm going to get out red. So we've done present. We're going to move to future. I'm going to put this in context in a second. It's all about momentum and riding the wave from last year. So for your future, let's future pace this a little bit. I like the word future pace. What are you most excited about for the next 12 months? Ready, set, go. Write it down. Write it down. Write it down for you. What are you excited about for the next 12 months? At least 3 things. 5's great. 10's better. Whatever. What are you excited about for the next 12 months? Thanks, Craig. Good crew. Yep. It's all right, Chris. We all struggle. We're all struggle, mate. No problem at all. You're in the right place. Yep, Adrian. Growing staff numbers. Seems to be consistent. Now, we're probably taking about 5 minutes on that piece. Just make sure I'm keeping on time. But one last question. Now in terms of energy, now I know it's late at night, it's 7 o'clock, it's 8 o'clock in some places, and just my alarm going off telling me to eat. And 5 o'clock over in WA, or probably last Thursday, they're a bit behind. No, only joking. Now in terms of energy, how do you feel? Like, how do you feel inside? Positive? Like you take on the world? Positive? Yep. Tired? Don't be too tired, Adrian. You've got to get up early in the morning. Excited? Yep. Take on the world? Yep. Now, what I did, just by drawing that and asking you those 3 questions, there was only 3 questions, and if you had a bit more time, you'd probably dig a bit deeper for yourself, it was fully intentional. It was fully structured and intentional because I wanted to help you see and feel better about the year ahead. Now, I'm not saying that you weren't feeling that anyway, but it's really important to understand that that is a mechanism for building your business. Having that momentum out of 2012, because we have that pressure and all those deadlines, and then we either stop and break or we work through. We don't want to be falling into that Groundhog Day. We don't want to go and just wake up and just one foot after the other, and then get to Easter, and get to June, and get to September, and then Christmas again, going, geez, we're back here again. Just focus on the positives. Riding the wave of 2017, I've written down here. I'm going to go to the next space, the space one. Now, ask a question because I'm doing a lot of talking. What do you guys think I mean by space? It's actually create the space. There's 3 parts to momentum and motivation. Any ideas? Like, it's okay. Very positive, yep. Have a clear and structured space to do business? Definitely. What I mean by space is, without the right space or environment, it can make business really hard. Now, let's have a look at our environments. Go today is a role of business you want to avoid, mindset you want to avoid. Correct. That's right, Jamie. Mental space, definitely, Mitchell. It includes your physical space, like your office, your desk, your work site, your car, whatever that happens to be, your resources around you, the people around you that are in your space. And the last one is your calendar. I'm going to touch on that a bit too. Your calendar is in your space. It doesn't have to be a digital camera or a diary calendar, but the way you schedule and book your time in to get tasks done can affect your space, and it can affect the time or no time, so to speak, when I get over here, can affect your time or lack of time by not having the right environment space around you. Now, without the right space environment, like I just said just then, it can be really hard. Like making time in your calendar to work on marketing, bring in leads to your business, time in your calendar to do your quotes, to do your sales, time to learn and improve different areas of your business. If you want to learn some systems, implement some CRMs, whatever it happens to be. I'm not telling you what technology you need, but you have to dedicate some time to do that. And if you don't set your calendar, you're never going to get it done. Now, downtime is important too, guys and girls. Make sure you realize that it's important having downtime. Now, I want to give you a minute to write down for yourself about the spaces in your life. Like, is your office, desk environment productive for your work? Is your calendar dictated by other people, or are you setting your calendar for yourself and your deadlines for you? Are the people around you positive or negative in your space? I'm going to run it. Get it on people. Here we go. Purple. So these three things here, I'm going to pick a different color. Green. The calendar, the people around you, and the environment which you're working in. Correct? Yep. Be honest with yourself. By the way, whatever you don't schedule doesn't get done. So if you're saying to yourself this week, you know, next week I'm going to take some time off and I'm going to learn how to do some blogs on my site, or I'm going to do some videos for my Facebook page, or I'm going to talk to a photographer and organise some photos of jobs to get done so I can do before and after shots to send to people for jobs I've done. Unless you put that in your diary, I can tell you now 9 times out of 10, you're going to get to that point going, no, I'm too busy, it's not going to get done. I'm not doing it. Mate, no problem, Adrian. If your bench is the kitchen desk, that's fine. Just understand that sometimes not having the right space and environment is not going to give you the time that you need to get shit done. Now, I shouldn't have said shit, but I said shit. We're in it now. We're in the hole. Correct, Bob. Your business, you want to run, your business is there to serve you. Pain is not priests. Okay, Jamie. Now, taking it, like we're at the beginning now, so it's January. And I mean, the work calendar might be booked out 1, 2, 3 months ahead, 4 months, whatever. But what you can do is work around and go, okay, there's things I need to get done every quarter for the next year. First 90 days or the first 3 months, I really want to work out, improve my marketing. For the next 3 months, I want to improve my sales. For the next 3 months, I want to improve our team. For the last 3 months, I want to really understand the financials and reporting on my business. Whatever it happens to be, you need to sit down and program it so it actually happens. Like for me, in a weekday, Monday to Friday, there's 10 half days. I try and break out with the four half day lot, like 4 hour lots in a day. So if I do a 4 hour block, that's marketing, done. Next thing, I'm moving to something else. So I make sure I block it in. If I'm going to do site visits, I block it in. If I'm going to do training for myself or for someone else, I block it in. If you don't block it in, you won't get it done. And this space is important. Creating the space, this second part that we're doing right now, pink, I think. Creating this, I'll learn how to use this thing. Creating the space, again, we want pink. It's crucial for you to be able to schedule stuff in so you can have time to get stuff done. Which I mean, if you don't use your calendar wisely and everyone else is dictating when you're going to be doing stuff, you're going to be struggling for freedom and you're going to have no time. So like I just said just then, if your calendar is dictating what and when you're doing something and you can't find time, maybe it's time to start blocking out times there in your work to work on your business. Oh, I've lost the... Is that back on for everyone? My connection just dropped out for a second. And yeah, sorry about it, guys. I don't know what happened, just dropped out. The Wi-Fi. Just move the screen around. It just popped up in the wrong area. I've got a question. How many guys, has anyone been away on a holiday in the last 6 months? Like physically left for a minimum a week? Oh yeah, Albie, you've been away for 6 years, haven't you? You're away forever. Yep. 4 times, yep, still away. Okay, can I ask you a question? When you go away, because I'm going to tell you something that happens to me, exactly the same thing. When you go away, do you have that feeling you're stressing about what are the guys going to do when you're not there? Are you going to be able to make sales? Is the marketing going to continue? Are clients going to be buggered off when you're not there? You know? Yeah, we all do. I've had exactly the same experience, but we still book in the holiday and we go away for 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8 weeks, whatever that time is. And that week before we go, I always am stressing out because I feel, well, something's going to go wrong. As soon as I get on the plane, something's going to go wrong. What am I going to do? But for some reason, we're able to hustle and work and we're able to do what we don't normally do in a month before that holiday, what usually takes us 2 or 3 months. And the only difference is that impending deadline. That's the only difference. The fact that we know we've booked something in and we're committed to jump on that plane is that in the same 24 hours, we're able to do 3 times more work. It's because we're doing much more with our time. We're not just there going through the motions. We're looking at decisions during the day. Like say it's a month out and we're leaving in a month. And we know we've only got 4 weeks we get on that plane. We're not spending our time during the day on dumb stuff. If it's not going to move us forward to be able to get on that plane, I know about you, I know with me, I'm not doing it. What I'm trying to sort of give you an example of here is if you can turn that, it was in the, I know it was tip 8 or 9. I think it might have been 8, time versus value. I sent the email out. You've got to be ruthless with your time. Now, when you have a holiday, it's great. You're going to be cut for that 2 weeks out before the holiday. You're going to be ruthless with your time. You're not going to waste it. Oh, it's gone again. Maybe because I don't play with it. The iPad I'm talking about. It's because we've got an impending deadline and we just don't have time to waste on things that aren't critical. So when I'm talking about this space being people, calendar, environment, I'm specifically talking to that point. If you can take that holiday mentality and maybe not so intensely, because it can be very intense, but bring that ruthless attitude to time, not ruthless with people. Don't be ruthless with people. People, you can't be ruthless with people. You can be ruthless with your time. Otherwise you get sucked into doing stuff you don't need to do. Cool? Oh, no, leave this. Oh, we're going to get rid of it. Now, the third thing is routine. What colour? It's got to be two. Yep. Routine. Like I said before, routine will set you free. I know it's boring, but if you can commit 20, 30 minutes a day to doing a routine or a setup or just consistent set of processes that set your mind, body, and business up, I can tell you now, it's the best thing I've done in the last 10 years. I'm going to share with you something that I do every day I'll show you a picture of it. I don't know if you can see it. Pretty light on it. It's a one-page document. It takes me all of 15 minutes to fill out. 20, 30 minutes max. That's including the summary. So I'm going to share with you what it is. Now, I learned this routine 10 years ago, 2007, from a guy named Brendan Nichols. He was my coach at the time, and he called it a quantum accelerator. I've morphed it. It's probably 3 times as detailed as it was when I received it. I've used it, like I said, since 2007. I have every copy of every sheet I've used since the floods in January, because everything post-January in Brisbane, we got flooded. So January 9, 2011, our house got flooded. So I lost every document before that, but I've got every document after it. Like, I'll show you. I've got ring binders. That's 2014 to 16. I've got 11 to 14. That's all this routine I'm going to share with you. It keeps your head clear. Most part, keeps you fit and healthy. And it keeps your business plodding along. Now, having a routine for me is not about, and I think I said at the beginning, it's not about winning the lotto and going from 0 to $1 million in a year. To me, it's all about small steps, like personal training. It's about, if we can improve our business 1%, I'm not going like massive, crazy numbers, 1% a week, just 1% in a week, improve our business. That's 50% per year. Now, whether that's overall though, whether you're improving a bit in your profits, your turnover, your staff, your time off, or your time in the business, your team morale, whatever it happens to be, you're improving 50% per year. It's 1% per week. It's not like really exorbitant numbers. I would do it, and I have done it. Just consistent improvement every single week. Now, like I said before, I've morphed it. I'll show you. I'm going to show you the form anyway. We'll show it to you. I'll probably give it to you if you ask for it. Just going to make sure this doesn't, I'll touch the iPad so it doesn't disappear. Make sure you can see that. Because now we're talking about routine, mind, body, business. Man, hand on heart, I can tell you it's been critical for my headspace. I mean, everyone has hard times. Everyone goes through ups and downs. And it's helped me through a lot of hard times. So it's a great tool. And as a tool, what you don't measure and track, you can't improve. So although I'm going to show you it in about 30 seconds, I've used it for business. To me, it's not just about business. You can use it in life as well, for all areas of my life, whether it be personal, financial, business, relationships, with my family. The concept is the same. And it's taught me not to be a slave to our business. So let's have a look at it. It is, that's it. Just one pager. Now, when I originally saw it, or was shown to me, it was that top half. That's it. Those 5 questions. We'll have a look at it. Okay, I'm going to break it down bit by bit. What have we got? Ooh, we're going to go real fast. So, scroll to the top of the page. This center time. Now, I'm not real woo. I'm not real good into meditation, but I can tell you, if you can take 5 minutes in the morning before you jump in the car, go to work, sit behind a desk, whatever you do, take 5 minutes, just clear your head. Literally just sit there. Try and sit there with your eyes closed without falling asleep, because that's very hard for me. Without falling asleep, sit that early in the morning, and just still your mind, because I'm going to tell you now, it's really hard to sit there quietly, because I have a million ideas, thoughts, responsibilities, commitments, appointments going through my mind, and I bet you do too. I bet you do too. Just running through your head, 1,000 miles an hour. The problem is that when you wake out of bed, jump up, have a coffee, iced coffee, whatever you do, and you head out the door, you've got 1,000 things in your head with no priority at all. And you're just doing them bit by bit. The problem is that, when I said before, we all have 8 hours in a day. If you're doing tasks that aren't critical, you're wasting time. You only really want to do the things that are going to move you towards your goal. in this instance, it might be a holiday, whatever it happens to be, building a business so you don't have to be there, you know, making more money, making more time, spending more time with the family, whatever the outcome is, you want to be working on those things first and everything else last. So, you know, at the beginning I found it really difficult, like I said, the center time, but if you can sit there for 5 minutes, if you can do 10, even better. Now, I'm not telling you stuff I don't do, okay? So I'm not a hippie, but I know this stuff works. Because when you have this, when you're sitting there and you can still your mind and you can get clear on the top 3 things that you need to get done that day, the game changes. Straight away you go, I need to do these things first, everything else second. Okay? The idea is not to be busy for busy sake. I mean, unless that's what you want. But the idea is to work effectively in my day. Now, exercise, that's the mind body. Okay? The top half is mind body. Whether you want to, you know, walk, go to gym, ride a bike, row, play golf, gymnastics, yoga, whatever you do. I usually just write in center time, by the way. I just go yes or no. That's how I do the form. The same with exercise. I'll write, like this morning, I'll write row 5K. Okay? It's just about keeping consistent. Now, I'm not saying you have to train every day. But what happens is if you feel this every day, you naturally, if you haven't done any exercise for about 3 or 4 days, you're going to feel obliged to go, you know, I better do something. Now, I'm not saying this from a perspective of I'm a health fanatic or freak or anything like that. I'm definitely not that. I just know that for the last 10 years, when my head is clear and my body is healthy, my business is pumping. I feel better, everyone around me is better. I can do more in my day. I've got more energy in my day. It's a really selfish thing. I'm not doing it to look good. I couldn't care less what I look like. I'm doing it to feel good. And a lot of girls will understand this. Okay? It doesn't have to be, you just have to, if you're not doing anything at all, I suggest just do something. Go for a walk. It's a routine. I'm telling you now, if you do the top 4 consistently, you can worry about the business stuff later. But if you do the top 4 or 5 consistently, your mind's going to change. You're going to go from where are we now? I need to find that what's here. We want to move away. We want to move towards the ease in our days, weeks, and months. We want to move towards ease. With routine creates ease. With ease, we don't have unnecessary hard work. Move back here. Now, setting the intention. For me, this is goal, all right? This is the one thing that I want to do on that day. Not just hope to do. That's why I use the word intention. This is what I'm gonna do today. I learned a while ago that the words that we use are the thoughts we're giving sounds to. So it could be, I'll give you an example. It could be, I'm gonna make that uncomfortable phone call today. Write it down. It's one thing. I'm gonna close that sale, you know, with that person today. I'm gonna read a chapter of a book. I'm gonna spend an hour improving my quote system. What else? I'm gonna create a quote system. I'm gonna collect that outstanding debt. I do write this one very often because I can get carried away sometimes. I'll say, I'm not going to drink alcohol today. I'll actually write that one thing down there because I'll tell you in a second why. I'm going to go to bed by 10 o'clock. I'll spend 1 hour, you know, I don't write this, but I used to write this. I'm going to spend 1 hour today being 100% present with my kids because I found that I was working too much. I wasn't spending time with my family. But that one thing, that's why it's at the top. And it's called an intention. It's not called a to-do list. That's the one thing, if I get done, I'm 100% happy. Do that task, and mate, you can start up, you do those first 3 things, you can start up the day, you feel good about yourself, you've done the one thing. If you focus around business, your business is going to go through the roof. I've had days where, and I suppose you guys have had days too, where you know you put off an uncomfortable conversation with someone, or debt collection, or you've got to go, you know, have that really uncomfortable conversation face to face with someone, and I put it off, and I'm going, you know, I have to do it. You put it there, and you commit to yourself, you're going to do it. You look at it and go, shit, okay, that is going to happen today. No matter, pick up the phone, drive to the person, whatever you're going to do, that's the thing you do. I'm not saying that you're going to get the outcome, but you can actually do that task. Now, going down a bit, Choose your mood. Now, this is a little bit woo-woo as well, but to be honest, it's not really when I explain it to you. Let's say, for example, how many times on Mondays you hear people go, oh, Mondays hate Mondays, Mondays are hard. Oh, here's Friday. Fridays are awesome. It's a day of the week. It's arbitrary. We just make that stuff up. So I know when I wake up, sometimes something can happen the day before or the night before that'll pre-frame my brain when I wake up to be in a bad mood or a grumpy mood or I feel like an asshole, whatever it happens to be. When I go through this process, I get to choose how I'm going to do the day. Now, what was it yesterday? For example, choose my mood. I'm going to be determined, focused, and be the best at what I'm going to be today. I choose that. I write it down, choose it, and get on with the day. It's all about understanding that we control the brain. We can pre-frame the brain to do what we want it to do and not the outside world dictating to us how we're going to react to our day. It's about being proactive in our day. So start the day on your terms. The last one in that group, I think is an Anthony Robbins sort of question. What am I happy and grateful for? Very similar to that question I asked before about the past. What wins have you had? And what I asked today in the Facebook post. Just come up with something that you're grateful for. It can be anything. It can be you had a good night's sleep. Doesn't matter. It can be you got a heap of opportunities coming up. It can be that you're going jet skiing in the morning. It could be your kids are happy and healthy. It could be you had a great Christmas. You know, just one. We've done, like I've taken about 5 minutes to do that. You could do that in like 2 minutes. And it's all about starting out the day with momentum. This part here is an actual tool. You see, I look at it 2 ways. You got to do something or I get to do something. There's a huge difference in that dialogue because when you say, I've got to go to work or I've got to do the quote or I've got to hire a person or I've got to do this, it sounds negative because it sets the context that it's an obligation. However, when you twist it and say, I get to go to work, I get to hire a new person, I get to find a new job for someone else, you've pre-framed that whole conversation now, it's an opportunity. It's naturally turned to a positive. See how I said before, the words that we use are the thoughts we're giving sound to? These little things like gratitude, mood, intention, those 3 things are very powerful in starting your day. And let me stop there because I've just gone flat tack for at least 5-6 minutes and checking with you guys. You guys have any questions about this sheet? Oh, you've got some questions here. Oh, geez. I'm going real fast. And I've got 5 minutes to go smash it out. Exactly the same, Wesley. I'm exactly the same. I have to do some sort of physical exercise in the morning. If I don't, for some reason my day just gets all lazy. I don't know what it is. And I can't snap out of it. I think, this is my theory, I could be wrong. I think and I see it in my sons, I've got 2 boys and a girl, is boys have energy. And if I don't burn that energy at the end of my day, put it this way, I'm standing up. I bought a stand-up desk because I have energy. I have to burn it off. And when I do a training or do something, I get to burn it off. Otherwise, if I don't, I go into a job site, it's like I've got sort of ADD. I'm going to potentially do things that aren't even important, that aren't even like relevant to what I need to do. But when I clear my head, take 5 minutes, write down what I'm going to do, punch out a bit of exercise, like get a bit of work, a bit of a sweat, all of a sudden, all those crazy thoughts are gone and only about half a dozen things left in my head. Yes, certainly, hold this form. Oh, well, we'll come up with a way to share it with you. Yeah, definitely. No, not a problem at all. Gabriel, yep. Simon, yep. Adrian, yep. Certainly can. Beautiful. I'll make sure I get some notes at the end of it. Get some of you. Now, the next part is all business related. It's pretty self-explanatory, to be honest. What do I want? The next 2 questions. What do I want and how will I get it? I find when I'm trying to help people, that's where I start. But the reality is that's where they get stuck because not many people know what they want. And when I say what they want, not what their wives want, not what their mother wants, not what their parents want, not what their kids want, not what their friends think they want, what they want. When you can get clear what you want, it changes the game. But whatever you don't stress about it, because I can tell you, when I started this 10 years ago, I didn't know how to fill it out. I used to make stuff up. And it's like, even now, how our lives have changed. When our kids were young, they're a bit older, now they're in school. What I want's changed. I didn't know what I wanted now. I didn't know that 5 years ago. I didn't know it now what I want. So it changes. But writing it down every day, don't make it complicated. Keep it simple. All it does is just resets my brain. Why am I doing this thing called business? Well, I'm doing it to do, I want that, that, and that. That's what I'm doing. And when I say, how will I get it? The next step here, when I say, I've got what I want, was it, how will I get it? That's just the critical things. So if it's to make 200K a year in income, what do I need to do? Well, I need to do X, Y, and Z. And this person needs to do A, B, and C. Just keeps my head on track. The next step down, next part down here, just to-do lists. We all do to-do lists. I think most of us understand, to some extent, this part here. Down here. It's a to-do list on steroids. Now the top part is your everyday to-do list. I want to get a different color, different thickness. Is there a to-do list? Ideas and notes down here. You certainly do, Gary. This is exactly the same thing I gave you 2 years ago. Nothing's changed. Exactly the same. It works. Correct. You're 100%. What I've added here, which is critical, is money making. Because what I find is we get busy in our day and we forget the whole purpose of being business is to make a profit, is to make money. That's my intention in business, because with that, I can buy my time back to do what I want. So this section down here, these 3 money-making things, it's just a reminder that when I'm going through this form, although I've got heaps of activity up here, you know, there's heaps of tasks to do here. These are critical. Now, am I saying it's easy to do 3 money-making things a day? No, I'm not. But it reminds me to do at least 1 every single day. It's like, just like my intention, just like my mood, just like choosing whether I'm happy and grateful because the reason I'm in business is to make money. It's to get my mind go, you know what, I'm going to make that 1 sale, or I'm going to upsell that thing, or I'm going to cross-sell that thing. I'm going to follow up that quote. Or I'm going to finish the website. I'm going to do some marketing, whatever it is. I'm going to do 3 things today that push the business forward. Now, the bottom section, you know, important calls and emails, pretty straightforward. The bottom, what are the 2 most important things to do tomorrow? That's just a wrap up of that. What's that for? Yeah, at the end of the day, spend 5-10 minutes wrapping up. So the top half is about 20 minutes max. But it doesn't really, if you can do it in 10, do it in 10. It takes you 30 minutes, do it in 30 minutes. The critical part is to understand it's a routine. It's a simple routine. And if you don't have 30 minutes a day to do this, I'm going to tell you now, you're going to struggle. You're just going to go left to right, up, down, in, out. You're not going to be focused. It's going to make life a lot more difficult. And I'll be straight up with you. I'm a pretty simple person too. I don't really like complicated things. I'm the sort of person that will look at a problem. Everyone else will get it. I won't get it. And now it's just gone off again. Back again. Must be the Wi-Fi. I won't get it quick as everybody else, but when I do, I'll run with it at the speed of light. I won't sit in it for a year or 3 years or anything. If I get something, I'm gone. And that's why when I saw this and I got it, I was gone. I had morphed it, like the bottom half of the blue. I have added to that. And exactly what we did today at the beginning of this webinar, it's like what we did this morning on the Wednesday wins. What wins did you have today? You could have a shit day. You could have a good day. But put down the win you had today. And what thing can you improve tomorrow? You need to summarize you need to summarize your day. So when you come back tomorrow and you pull it out, you get 2 things that you wanted to get done yesterday. You do the top half, and you know that you had a win yesterday. It's all about momentum, and you just repeat, recycle, repeat, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. Anyone got any questions about that? I just went, big thumbs up. Yep. I can send you the form. Big thumbs up. So any questions, guys? I'm going to do a quick review because I know I've gone about 3 minutes over and I do apologise. I was a couple of minutes late. Get this picture out. Number one, and this is all in the context of smashing out the year. It's all about, you know, I know I call it January jumpstart, but really it's like it gets my head through at the end of the year. It focuses at the beginning of the year and gives me momentum to keep going. So it's ride the wave. It's the momentum. Celebrate the wins. Be confident about the present and be excited about the future. There's too much leadership going on. So ride the momentum. We need it. We need all the help we can get. Create the space. Where in your business is it stealing your personal space? You know, what is your environment like? Is it supporting you? Look at your calendar. Whatever you don't schedule doesn't get done. Think and be strategic and schedule the time to execute the year you want. Otherwise, everyone else is going to dictate to you when and where you need to be, and that sucks. And the last one was the routine, the daily routine, the daily setup. Routine will set you free. I might have said that 5 times by now, and I actually mean it. I'm OCD. My routine actually starts before this sheet. My routine starts at make my bed. I just do this thing. I do that. It gets my momentum. Just builds momentum in my day. I know, and don't get me wrong, I've gone days, weeks without doing this process where I've got so much momentum and confidence, and I think I'm all full of shit, full of it, right? And I go, I don't need it, and I don't do it one day. I don't train, or I don't sit down for 5 minutes, or I don't take time to write what I'm happy and grateful about, or I don't fill in the form. A day goes by, 2 days goes by, but because you got momentum, you go, I don't need to do it. But what happens is, about 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later, the wheels start getting wobbly. You start getting scattered a bit. Things aren't going planned. People are invading your space. People are invading your calendar. You start being dictated by other people when you're going to do stuff. But so don't be worried about it. Actually, just go back and pull it out. Start again. That's the beauty of it. Tomorrow's another day. We get to do it again. Whatever you do, if you can just do it for like 2 weeks. If you get nothing out of it, you haven't lost anything. You haven't lost 2 weeks. But I swear, if anything, you're just going to get, if you don't, as a minimum, you're going to get clarity. As a bare minimum, you're going to get some clarity on what you're doing and why you're doing it. Keep doing it. You're going to start feeling better. It's about, like, ride the momentum, ride the wave, create the space, and a daily routine. That's it up. This, I don't know what you guys see. I'm pretty sure you can see my iPad because I've got all these screens going on at the same time. You guys got any questions? Because that's it for the night. I'm going to wrap up pretty soon. The fastest way to get where you want to go is to learn of other people that have done it. It's the fastest way. Don't reinvent the wheel. That's the one lesson I learned early on. Don't try and reinvent the wheel. There's a shortcut. Find people that have done it, learn not to do it the mistakes they did it, and do it right. Going does hurt. But so does staying the same and being frustrated and not going anywhere. All right, guys. Thank you so much. I know I'm going to run emails. So I'm going to come up with something an email maybe just to email you this document. I'll just email everyone on the list that's registered. If there's any other questions, shoot me an email, chuck it on Facebook. Hope you got value. Yep, Gabriel. Thanks, mate. Thanks, Gary. Cheers, Lev. Appreciate it. All the best, guys. And happy Australia Day. And hope you guys have a good long weekend. All right. See you guys. Bye.